Hello there. How's everybody doing? Welcome back. It's great to see you back at the Spurs Talk Show. I am Sean Butler. Over there in the field is my partner in crime, Bugsy Malone. And we're bringing to you guys episode, what is it now, 65, I think, of the Spurs Talk Show. Now, I'm recording this Tuesday evening. The Champions League games are just about to kick off. You're going to be seeing this Wednesday morning, so hello from the past. I hope Wednesday has treated you well thus far. I can't do it tomorrow morning because I've got to take Madam over here to the vet for a checkup, and so I thought I'd kind of get things off my chest this evening. I hope that's okay with you. I hope that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're not new here, of course, welcome back. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, the subscribe button, and tap that notification bell so that you can know when we are going live or when we drop new content immediately, so that you can be the first ones to engage with the story, engage with the discussion. And I really want to say thank you to everybody that has been doing those things for me over the last few weeks. The numbers of the channel are just shooting through the roof, and the engagement in the comments is brilliant. I'm getting to know each and every one of you bit by bit by bit, the way that you think, the appetite for risk that you have, what you think about different players, and it's really cool to have this little community of ours get to know each other. I'm also seeing each of you communicate with each other as well. It's not just a binary kind of back and forth between myself and you guys. You guys are all interacting with each other. I love it. Please continue to do it. And I'm very appreciative for everything that you guys have done so far. Quick update on the live streams, guys. My Wi-Fi, I had the engineers out today. They said they fixed it. Within 5 minutes it was down again, so I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to have to stick with this for a little bit longer until I can find a solution. Anyway, moving on. Tottenham Frankfurt. I can see the light fading in here, so I might have to make this quick. Tottenham Frankfurt. For you guys, that is tonight in about 12 hours time. Massive game, guys, absolutely huge. 3 points on the line. For me, game week 4 in the Champions League group is usually pivotal. It usually separates the teams. You know, it has more significance than I think other game weeks, because they're running at the teams are running out of time to close gaps or to create gaps, if and when, how, depending on whatever each group is looking like. And Tottenham's group is super tight. You've got Sporting right at the top on 6 points. Just behind them on 4 points, you've got Tottenham in second, separated on by goal difference from Frankfurt in third. And then just behind them on 3 points, you have Marseille. Very, very tight game. One of the tightest groups that's going. And this week's fixtures are going to determine a lot. Tottenham need to win. If we lose, it's perilous for us, because Frankfurt will then have a better head-to-head ratio against us, and if it does come down to that, to separate the two teams who will be on even points, then they would go through. Depending on what happens between Sporting and Marseille, that could influence things as well. But Tottenham need to focus on our game, get the 3 points. How do we do that? Well, look, first and foremost, a little bit of team news, right? It's amazing because yesterday morning, in fact for me it was this morning, I dropped a video about about playing Perisic in the left wing forward position of a 3-4-3 in a scenario where Harry Kane was either in need of a rest or injured, carrying that ankle knock, and given the idea that that Decky and Lucas Moura were both on the sidelines, and that at home we should probably still go to 3-4-3. So I was trying to come up with some ideas of how we could do that, and for me the suggestion was Perisic on the left, Richarlison in the 9, which is his best position for Brazil, and I think the place we haven't really seen him yet for Tottenham, and then Sonny on the right hand side with the ability to then pull in, do his usual left foot curlers into the top locker. Wake up this morning and we hear that there's no problem with Harry Kane, and that Decky and Lucas Moura are back in full training. So we've almost got a clean bill of health. Now, I don't want to get everyone too excited if you haven't seen the press conference yet, but I do think that Conte said he's not going to risk Decky tomorrow or tonight for you, because it's a little bit too soon, and he doesn't want to, over-egg the pudding and rush him back and then risk a further injury or a setback. I don't know the detail about Lucas Moura, but I don't think he'd be starting either way. But it's great to think that our bench can suddenly look super strong again with whichever formation we go with. For me, the formation choices are obviously 3-4-3 or 3-5-2. The reason why I think we go 3-4-3 if we can is because we're at home. We've got a 100% record this season playing a 3-4-3, and if it's not broke, then I don't think you should fix it. Away from home, the 3-5-2 worked really well against Brighton, and Brighton is an incredibly difficult place to go and play football. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it on this channel before, but we spoke about it on the other channels I've been on this week, that, you know, the last time Brighton lost at home was all the way back in March against Tottenham. So not an easy place to go, so we should be very proud of ourselves to have come away with a very tight 1-0 victory. And the 3-5-2 was instrumental in doing that, and give Bazuma a pat on the back for doing his job. As I say, I don't think he was necessarily the strongest of the three midfielders, but the role that he played allowed the other two to thrive and flourish in their slightly more advanced and liberal roles that they had on the day. I don't think that same strategy or setup is necessary tomorrow. I think that, or in the game rather, I'm going to stop saying tomorrow or tonight because it will be confusing, for the game against Frankfurt. For me, I think that you need to play 3-4-3. Look, Frankfurt were very disappointing at home against us. They usually play far better. They're a very, very good football team. They've got some great players in Kamada, who, for what it's worth, I thought was completely shut out of the game by Bentancur in the first leg. And they've got obviously their kind of new striker Mueni, who's got the most amount of assists for them. I think it's 6 assists and 3 goals for Mueni, and Kamada I think's got 6 goals and 3 assists. But they were ultimately pretty disappointing in that particular fixture. They then went on to lose 3-0 the following on that weekend to another team. I forget the name of the team in the Bundesliga, and they were woeful there. So look, I expect them to come and try and, you know, kick on and put in a better shift, but I expect them also to play a very stubborn a system, maybe the 3-4-3, similar to what we did. We spoke about this before the Frankfurt game last time round, and I was expecting it to be two teams that were going to be very boring. It didn't turn out to be that way for the away leg, but I still believe that it would be more likely that Frankfurt away from home are going to sit up 3-4-3, maybe go to like a kind of 5-4-1, kind of like what Tottenham do at times, and be very stubborn in trying to break, in allowing us to break them down. With that in mind, I don't think the extra midfielder is necessary. I think we should go to 3-4-3 if we have the personnel that are fit and capable of doing a job. And as I say, I don't think that will include Decky. Maybe he'll be on the bench, and if necessary, he can come on for the last 10 minutes or something. But I think you'll see Harry Kane, Sonny and Richarlison playing there. Now, if we do go to 3-5-2, is that a problem? No. I do think that we can mix and match our formations now. I was someone that's been calling for a 3-5-2 and a change of tactics, a change of formation for several weeks. And as I say, I was really happy with the way that the game went against Brighton generally. But that doesn't mean now that you have to go from pillar to post and put all of your eggs into the 3-5-2 basket. You can, and I think you should, be dynamic and unpredictable. For me, something that is so rarely spoken about on various fan channels is the benefits of unpredictability. I speak about it all the time because I just think not being able to allow your opposition to predict your next move is invaluable in allowing them to prepare. If you, as a manager, have no idea who's going to play against you, in what formation and in what shape and in what roles do the likely individuals have attributed to them for the game, then that limits the amount of time that you can dedicate on any given day in the week leading up to the game, practicing and drilling and rehearsing for certain scenarios. All too often this season, Tottenham have been very predictable with the lineup and the formation and the style of play. And right now we're starting to see that there's a few different options. Bissouma coming in, playing slightly deeper against Brighton, allowing Højbjerg and Bentancur to be more liberal and free up front. Wonderful thing. Doesn't mean that has to be the same time and the same setup the next time you play 3-5-2. Maybe you could have Bentancur in the 6 and let Bissouma be more of a box-to-box. Oliver Skip can come in and play any particular role in those 3. Having Sonny maybe swap to the right, because we know he can hit the ball equally well with both feet. You know, how often is an opposition team's left back going to be focused and thinking about having Heung-min Son coming at him when he's on our right hand side? That kind of unpredictability and inability to prepare, I think, is worth its weight in gold, and I implore and encourage Antonio Conte to continue to be flexible and dynamic. Now, I don't really care tomorrow whether it's a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. I think we're good enough to beat them comfortably with any particular setup. I just personally think the one that would make the most sense, as long as the players are fit enough for it, would be to continue with the 3-4-3. I'd also say the same thing about the Everton game, because at home we're doing very well right now. Love to know your thoughts, guys. I'll see you hopefully at some point tomorrow, before or after the game, on this channel, or if not, catch me on the We Are Tottenham TV pump-up show with Amir and Dave, and you can also catch me after that on the Irish Hotspur for the watch long. I love you guys. See you soon. Like, share and subscribe, and as always, guys, bye bye.